Hey there, Bible buddies. I've got another Bible review for you today, and this one is a 1965 RSV Bible produced by Harper Row. We'll go ahead and take a look at the box because this one did include it, and it's actually kind of a nice example. We'll take a look here at the sticker there, the informational sticker on the outside, so you guys can get some basic information on it and the item number. Go ahead and take a look at the sides of it. Now this one is just a two-piece box. It's covered in kind of this simulated leather look. I'm not too sure. It does kind of look like a little bit of a leather grain there. But that's the top portion, and then the bottom portion is just white. One thing that's kind of interesting to note is on the inside of the box, there are these two foam pads that they put in there. You can see them here and here. And this is kind of a way to both hold the Bible in place and a way to also train the Yapp. I'm not really a huge fan of these because they tend to distort the Yapp, kind of give it like this awkward bend where it's pressing on it. I guess over the years that would be the case. Maybe if it was a new Bible, not so much. But in this instance, I left it only because they didn't really malform the Yapp very much. So we'll go ahead and set this aside and take a look at the Bible. And here it is, a very nice example. I want to go ahead and thank Tommy W. Hannon for his contribution to the channel. And we'll look, this is a genuine leather is what they describe it as, but it's a nice black leather. Funny enough, it kind of has a grain that matches the outside of the box there. I don't know if you can see it too well, but it does kind of match the box. There is a slight Yapp, kind of a semi-Yapp here on the edge. Take a look at the spine, and we see the raised hubs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And it's also imprinted with Holy Bible Helps, Red Letter Edition, Revised Standard Version, and then Harper Row here at the bottom. Take a look at the back. The back is clean. We'll take a look at the inside covers. There's the corner work. I'll show you the back as well. And then on the bottom there, you can see genuine leather imprinted. Now, I will say Harper Bibles tend to be a pretty high quality Bible. There's many brands from the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and after a while they do kind of tend to start to look the same, and it's very minor things that really set them apart. Harper Row is one of those brands that, I can't really put my finger on it, but all the Harper Bibles that I have just tend to be slightly better put together than everything else. The paper seems to be slightly better, and kind of the leather seems to be slightly better. They kind of one up everybody in all the departments. So just a heads up, if you guys do happen to see a Harper Bible, I would definitely recommend picking one up. Now go ahead and take a look at the head and tail bands there. They are white, and there is one black single-sided ribbon. The gilt looks very nice on this one. Like I said, it wasn't used very much at all, so everything held up pretty well over the years. And this is your black single-sided ribbon. It's rough on the one side and smooth on the other. And then your white tail band there. So let's go ahead and get into the Bible. You have a couple thicker sheets here. Then you have a presentation page, a blank sheet, your title page, the Holy Bible Revised Standard Version, I'll take a look at the copyright page real quick. There's some information for you. Some more down here. Here's the preface to the RSV. And your table of contents, an explanation of the abbreviations, pronunciation symbols, and another table of contents right there, and the Old Testament title page. And we have the first book of Moses, commonly called Genesis. Now this is an RSV text, and the RSV text does format their Bibles in paragraph, and you can see that there are kind of headers there for the subjects that you're reading in that certain section. Take a look at the second page here. You do have your book names and your beginning chapter and verse, and then your ending chapter and verse on this side, page numbers in the middle. It is a double column format. And there are paragraph indentations there that you can see when it begins a new area, which is nice instead of the Pilcrows. I prefer this because it's easier to tell where the page breaks happen. I don't know what it is with me and Pilcrow marks, but usually my brain just tends to completely ignore Pilcrow marks, and I have a hard time seeing them. So sometimes I get a little, kind of have to double read what I read to make it make sense, just because I didn't see the paragraph break there. Now there are translator footnotes at the bottom. There are no cross references. There are illustrations. which again I am a fan of. I'll probably come across a few of them here. I'll show you a couple as we get to them. We'll get over to the poetic section and take a look at the paper. Oh, I don't know the illustration there. You can always tell the illustrations because they're printed on a thicker paper. These are printed on like a thicker kind of glossy paper. Let's get over to the poetic section. We'll look at Psalms. Now, the text is justified. So it does pull to the end of the line in most places, which does make for, some single word lines here. But it does look like in some areas there is like a small kind of attempt to even out the lines and make it kind of give it a poetic setting there. So there was an attempt. Not as good as modern translations, but not a bad looking poetic section. Actually, let me go back to the poetic section and we're going to take a look at the paper. Let's get a nice tight close-up there. You can see the paper. Now there is very minimal show-through. Like I said, Harper tended to use better quality materials. So really the show-through is pretty minimal. We'll check out the New Testament, see if there's the red letter. And we have the end of the Old Testament here. And we have the family records page. And we do have another family tree here, or a family tree, I should say. It's kind of a condensed version. Then we have the New Testament title page. And it is a red letter edition there. And we have another table of contents there, a small one. Second New Testament title page. And the Gospel according to Matthew. Let's go to my favorite section. We can use this one. This will work for the red letter. So go ahead and take a look at the red letter there. I'll try and get you nice and close. This is not a bad red letter. It is red. It is a little bit more on a vibrant scale, but it's certainly not it's not pink by any means. It's very red. Not a dark red, just kind of like a middle of the road red. There's the Nativity. So, not a bad Bible at all. I would definitely recommend if you guys see a Harper Bible, pick it up. I do have a few more that I will be reviewing. So you guys kind of will see them pop up here and there on the channel. I feel like they don't pop up very often on eBay, and I feel like people do realize how much they're worth. So Harper Bibles usually do tend to go for a little bit more of a premium. This one was not certainly the cheapest edition I've ever bought. It wasn't super expensive, but I try and keep most of my purchases to around the $30 mark at most. Oh, I went a little too far here. Let's go back to the end of Revelation. Yeah, man. And there we go. We have I'm assuming like a code for the book block there. And then we have the Simplified Helps for Bible Study. You can see the little table of contents here, and it is a pretty chunky help section. So we'll just kind of thumb through it real quick. See, it's a lot of articles, kind of standard fare. Parables of Jesus, great Bible stories, questions and answers. I love these questions and answers. I have one that I have to show you guys. I think it's 1,000 or 4,000 questions and answers throughout the Bible, and it's a little. I mean, it's a smaller book, but it has all these questions and where to find the answers to them in the Bible. And we do have a Bible dictionary. You can see here with the illustrations. That's kind of cool to me. I love illustrations. It's interesting to see how the illustrations have changed over the years. From these simple line drawings to more modern ones that have these like full color illustrations, all the crazy info and stuff calling out on them. Then you have a concordance also, and it's a 2-column concordance here. And it's a pretty good one. It looks like it's got the words and the verses you find them in, along with the text of the line. We'll thumb through that real quick. And it's a pretty thick concordance. Looks like it goes almost the rest of the way there. Yeah. It's a pretty sizable concordance there. And we have our maps. Harper always had nice maps. I tend to be a fan of these sort of subdued kind of earth tone maps. Not so much like the grays or the bright oranges, but these look nice to me. And they're very legible. Even these smaller ones here. Let me get you a look. Fairly legible there. So, excellent. And you have 2 cardstock pages here. And then the last page, the flyleaf, you have a little production code there on the bottom. So again, I'm assuming that's the item number, the 541 WLR, it looks like maybe, and then a Y465, maybe produced in 1965. If I had to guess, that's what it'd be. And the last page of the Bible there. And that's it. Let's go ahead and get a measurement for you guys. This one comes in at 8 inches tall. Oh, it's going to be that perfect size, 8 by 5, right? 8 inches tall by 5 and 5 5/8 inches wide. And thickness looks to be just a little bit above an inch. Got a measurement though. It is 1 1/4 inches thick. Neat. Let's go ahead and take a look at the text. Get some font measurements versus Times New Roman. We'll look at the capitals first. I'll go with this N. And it looks to be about an 8.5 for the capitals. And for the lowercase, we'll look at the M right here. Start with an 8.5. That's a little bit bigger, 9 point, sorry, excuse me. So yeah, about a 9-point font. So, let me grab another Bible and I will do a quick comparison, I guess. We'll take a look maybe at a Cameo. 1 second. So I grabbed a couple of them here. The Cameo is the bottom of a stack, so I have instead a Concord and I have a Pit Minion, just so you guys have something to compare it to. I probably should just choose a more common standard maybe. We'll go ahead and compare the sizes here. So the RSV is in the middle. And you can see that it is in the middle as well as sizing as well. It's a little bit bigger than the Pit Minion and a little smaller than the Concord. Same here as well, a little bit bigger than the Pit Minion and a little smaller than the Concord. Now for thicknesses, it's just about as thick as the Concord. Look at that. So, not too shabby. We'll take a look at the text right quick. Nice little comparison. First to the Concord. Obviously, the Concord's a little bit larger of a Bible, so the text is larger as well. The paper is wider only, because it's newer. But to be honest, this paper really, the RSV really hasn't oxidized very much. It still looks pretty good. It's just a creamy paper, I think. It was box kept, so keeping your Bibles in their box definitely does help mitigate some of that oxidation. I'll take a look at the Pit Minion. Probably an unfair comparison, but definitely an unfair comparison. So again, you can see that this RSV is kind of in between the two sizes of the Concord there and the Pit Minion. So, Bible buddies, if you have any questions, please certainly feel free to leave them down below. Otherwise, please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Until next time, Bible buddies, bye.